What is going on, everyone? Today is Saturday, June 22nd. We are here to recap some Stanley Cup final hockey that we saw last night in game six of the Cup final between the Oilers and Panthers. Going to get into what we like for that game seven coming up on Monday back in Florida, as Edmonton has now won three straight. Obviously, the series started out with the Panthers going up 3-0. Oilers have battled back, forced the game seven back in Florida, like I said, on Monday night at 8 o'clock. We'll get into that. We'll start out with a little recap of what we saw in game six. Oilers jumped out to a quick 2-0 lead or 1-0 lead in the first period. Made it real quick as soon as they scored 46 seconds into the second. It was 2-0 before the felt like the period even really started. And then when Hyman got the dagger to go up 3-0, I felt that game was over. We saw Barkov get an answer back, make it 3-1. Maybe the Panthers thought they had life there. Oilers buried two empty net late. Obviously, the Panthers were in it down two. Everyone says it's the most dangerous lead in hockey, but the Oilers in the last three games have scored 5+ goals, and that's exactly how they want to play. The Panthers are supposed to be this defensive style team. I gassed up Bobrovsky before this series, saying he's a front runner for the Conn Smythe. He's a top 5 player on this team. I still think that he could be the determining factor, and if the Panthers want to win this series, he's going to have a huge game seven on Monday back in Sunrise, Florida. That arena is going to have to look exactly like game six did for that Oilers fan base. That place was rocking. But I like the Panthers. I just not right now. It's a tough. This is going to be a hard game seven to call. Obviously, when it's what we've seen 2 3-game winning streaks in just a 7-game series. And we look ahead to Monday where the Panthers are favored on their home ice. Give me 1 second here to get that pulled up. I saw them at -115 on the money line. The Oilers right there at -105. So Vegas thinks this is going to be a very close game. This is basically a coin toss, just giving the Panthers that extra edge on their home ice. Panthers -1.5 is plus 220, and the Oilers +1.5 is -275 with an over under of 5.5. And right now, the Conn Smythe winner odds sit as follows: Connor McDavid -3,000, Barkov +1,400, and Bobrovsky +10,000. So, unless I don't even think there's a chance that Bobrovsky can still get it. I think it's definitely between Barkov and McDavid. And I think there's a serious chance that if Florida wins this game, we still see McDavid take home the Conn Smythe, which I think would be all time hilarious. But I don't love the pick, but I'm going to stick with the pick. I had them to win the cup. I had Edmonton to get here and lose. I'm going to go with Florida to win game seven at home on Monday. I think that arena will be a huge home ice advantage. They need guys like Verhaeghe, Reinhart, Kachuk, Ekblad, all to show up in the biggest game of their career. Obviously, last year we saw them get wiped in 5 games in the Cup final to Vegas. I think that's a huge determining factor in them coming back. They're now up against elimination for the first time in these playoffs. I think this is huge for them to come back here and get a win on home ice, a must-win game seven, Stanley Cup final. I'd like to see this game go to overtime. We haven't really seen a competitive one goal. I don't know if there's been a 1-goal game all series in this. Give me 1 second here. I kind of want to fact check that now. 5-1 in game six, 5-3 in game five, 8-1 in game four, 4-3. Yeah, 4-3. The Panthers won in game three in Edmonton. But the 2 home games, they won 4-1 and 3-0. So um, I like the Panthers to come home, get a win on home ice in game seven. But like I said, I do think you could see a very serious chance where McDavid takes home the Conn Smythe, even if losing this game seven on Monday. But yeah, so I think I like Florida there. Do with that what you will. -115 on the money line, +220 on the -1.5. Whatever you like there. Definitely leaning Florida on the money line just to come out and get a win, because I feel like we could be looking at an overtime game. We haven't gotten one yet in this series, and I'd like to see that happen, especially with the cup on the line. That'd be great to see either one of those teams get it with an OT winner. I always love that. But a couple baseball games on the slate today. Obviously, my Pirates on the bump with Jared Jones going up against Zach Eflin against the Tampa Bay Rays. That's a pick'em game at -110 going both ways. Jones hasn't been too great in his last couple of starts. Pirates haven't been getting him too much run support. He's been good specifically. Not his last start, but obviously this season he's having a hell of a rookie year. I look at the Pirates to bounce back and get a win today at a Saturday home game against Tampa Bay, who's another struggling team. Pirates are sitting right there around that 500 mark. I like the Pirates to get a win today. Let's see what other games we want to get into. There's actually a pretty good slate today. Giants, Cardinals wrapping up. Actually, I think that's a 4-game series where we had the game at Rickwood Field. I think that was Thursday. Hicks going against Miles Michaelis. Cardinals get the edge with the home field advantage at -115. I look at the Cardinals there. I like them to get that a win in that matchup. Mackey's New York Mets, they're surging, going up against the Chicago Cubs, who have picked up over the past couple of games. I like the Mets to get a win here today with Tyler McGill on the mound going up against Jamison Tyone. Look at that for the Mets. I like that there. Couple other good games. Let's see here. Uh, Twins A's. Obviously, I'm big on fading the A's. They had a nice little hot streak to start the year, but that started to fade off. Ober going against Sears in that matchup. I like the Twins on the money line. Moore's a parlay piece. It's a heavy -175. Laying some juice there, especially as a road favorite. Kind of tough there. More of a throw it in the parlay and see how it happens kind of game. Red Sox coming off a loss. They've obviously been very hot the past couple of weeks. Look at them to get a win today with Pivetta on the mound, going up against, I believe it's Frankie Montas for the Reds. Yeah, Reds a +105 money line. I like the Red Sox to win today. The Guardians against the Blue Jays. Barrios versus Lively. Cleveland. I like this matchup. I like them to get the win, and I like the over in this matchup. Cleveland's been putting up a lot of runs. They've been dominating teams, continuing. Obviously, we've seen the injuries that this team has sustained so far this year. And I like the Guardians to bounce back. Not even bounce back. They got a win yesterday. I think they continue that success at home. Not big on this Blue Jays team either. I like the Guardians to get another win today. I think -140 is a nice price for that team at home with the run support that they've been giving their pitchers. And the bats have been struggling up there in Toronto. So look for the Guardians to get a win today. I think they'll do most of the work on that over as well. I think the Blue Jays will put up some runs. But obviously, Guardians been scoring 6, 7 runs a game. We just need the Blue Jays to put a couple across the plate, and we'll cash that over as well. Definitely more confident in the Guardians if on the money line if you're just looking for one play there. Another good game that we have later on in the afternoon, it is Orioles at Astros. Ronel Blanco going up against Corbin Burns. Orioles are favored at -155, and the Astros +125 on the money line with the over/under at 8. Obviously, a pitching matchup here. Blanco started out the year pretty hot. And then I think he got tagged for the spider tack or something, some of the sticky stuff they got him with, and then faced a little bit of a suspension there. But Corbin Burns obviously has been the guy for the Orioles since he's gotten there from Milwaukee. I like the Orioles in this matchup to get a big win. They've been hot. They're one of the better teams in baseball, top 3 teams in baseball. Look at them to go into Minute Maid today and get another win. I believe they won last night. I could fact check myself on that, but a couple other good games today. Dodgers with Glass now on the bump going up against Zach Plesac for the Angels. Dodgers will get a win big today. -1.5 is -190. That's definitely a tough look for the Angels in that Highway Series or whatever they call it out there. And then one of the primetime matchups, I like this game a lot. Charlie Morton and the Braves going up against Marcus Stroman and the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. Yankees -1.5 is +135 and the money line is -145 with the Braves at +120 and the +1.5 at -165. I like the Yankees with Stroman. He's had a hell of a year. I look for the Yankees to get a big win there. They struggled there. I think they lost back-to-back series for the first time all year. This team's obviously, you could call that struggling for the best team in baseball, but look at them to get a big win or a big series win here against the Braves. I like Stroman to come out and give him some hard-earned innings and go out there and get a win for the Yankees today. I think I said -145 on the money line. That's another good parlay piece. Maybe that and the Twins. I like both of those matchups, but like I said, Twins on the road, definitely a scarier part, but I like the Yankees at home. The bats have been going for them. Brewers, Padres. I look at the Brewers here. I'm not big on this Padres team, but every time I bet against them, they do win. So take that for what it's worth. I'm big on this Brewers team. I think they get a win today out there in San Diego at 7:15. And then the last game of the day, actually, it's technically not, I don't know why these are out of order. The 9 o'clock game of the day, the Washington Nationals at the Colorado Rockies. This is actually a pretty close game on the odds, but or on the books. The minus 115 for the Nationals, minus 105 for the Rockies. I like the Rockies to get a win here at home. They've been putting up runs at home. They just obviously gave the Dodgers a couple run for their money. I know the Dodgers ended up getting a series sweep there, but look for the Rockies to get a win here at minus 105 on home. Cal Quantrill has been probably their guy out there. I guess I haven't watched too many Rockies games. The Pirates just went there. But I like this. I have always been a fan of that franchise. They've obviously sucked the past couple of years, but I loved Arenado when he was there. A couple other guys, Tulowitzki, have come through to that franchise, so I've always watched their games. But this is a snooze fest between the Nationals and the Rockies. Nationals just don't get the respect they deserve. They're a 500 team right around my Pirates, but definitely not a game I'm dying to tune in for. But I think the Rockies will get a win there. And then obviously other things we got going on this weekend. Like I said, Game 7 on Monday in the NHL. And then obviously we have, what is it, the Travelers Championship going on this weekend for golf. Right now, let me check the leaderboard. I haven't looked at it this morning. Right now, it goes to leaderboard is Tom Kim at 13 under, Morikawa and Scheffler and Akshay Bhatia sitting right there at 11 under, and Xander at 10 under, just to round out the top five. And then you look at the odds for it: Scotty at plus 180, Tom Kim at plus 400, Colin Morikawa at plus 425, Xander at plus 600, and Bhatia at plus 1200. I actually like Morikawa to win this weekend. I think that he's sitting right there, two strokes off the lead. Obviously, today's Saturday, so you can get some better odds on these guys, but I might lock in on Morikawa. He's been right there the past couple of big rounds. I feel like it'd be right up. He's so due, obviously, not at a major. We only got one left for him to win. I'm a big fan of his. I think he could get a big win this weekend. But that's kind of what I'm looking at for this weekend. We got some baseball, got some golf. Obviously, like I said, the Travelers Championship wrapping up tomorrow night. So make sure you stay tuned for that. If anyone's a Scotty guy, I am personally. I think he could win this, but plus 180. I would have liked to get it before the tournament. But that is a nice. If you want to take both, take Morikawa and Scheffler, and I think you'll be sitting there pretty well. But yeah, I think that's going to do it. Game 7 in the NHL on Monday. We saw the Oilers force a Game 7, like I said last night, with a 5-1 win. We'll see what happens and see who takes home the Stanley Cup on Monday. Make sure you stay in tune to the social medias. We'll get some plays out there for you this weekend on everything that we talked about. But other than that, thanks for listening, and we will see you guys next week.